Alright, hello and welcome back to the channel, and just something really quick before I get started. If you're a fan of Elden Ring or like Soulsborne games in general, or FromSoft in general, and you're a fan of music, I would recommend a song called We Rise by Aviators on YouTube. It's like a cool like rock ballad type song that I feel like perfectly encapsulates like the themes of Elden Ring, and it's just a super good song. I was listening to it in the shower earlier, and yeah, I figured I'd bring it up here. I feel like that song deserves a lot more recognition than it currently has. You know, not to say that it's not like well known or anything, but you know, if you haven't heard of it, you know, I figured I'd plug it here for, you know, enjoyment's sake. But yeah, we're here playing more Elden Ring, and I know the Archthrones mod for DS3 came out recently, and everybody's been, you know, super hype and excited about that and playing it and posting videos and whatnot. And I also streamed it when it came out like a few days ago. It might have been a week ago at this point actually, but I will go back to playing that. I got a little salty the last time I played it, but yeah, that's a super cool mod. I think I'll reserve that for live streams exclusively, because if you saw me playing any of the mod, especially for the bosses and stuff, that mod is kind of hard, you know, at least in comparison to like vanilla DS3 or even Elden Ring. At least, you know, my first time going through it, you know, I was having a bit of a tough time, but I think I just need to take advantage more of like going to the different levels and getting stuff. But yeah, I kind of wanted to pose a question or like overarching topic for this video, I guess. I probably won't talk about it like the entire video, but it's just a curious like question that I wanted to pose to anybody who's watching this. Yeah, I remember one of the big like lore drops in the game when I played it the first time was the whole story of the whole Radagon and Rennala storyline. Oh wow, I got his horn, holy shit. And you know, to sum it up, the Turtle Pope basically explains how Radagon was like a champion of the Golden Order, and when he invaded Liurnia, fuck you, die, I'm interrupting my story. Yeah, basically explains how when Radagon invaded Liurnia, you know, for the spreading of the Golden Order and whatnot, that unlike all the other times, you know, the Carrion royals were able to like push back Radagon and the Golden Order, and they were basically locked in a stalemate up until Radagon, I guess, met Rennala on the field of battle, and instead of, you know, continuing to fight, he actually, I guess, quote unquote, fell in love with her. And you know, not through conflict, but through, I guess, like love and forgiveness, was able to end the stalemate between the Golden Order and the Carrion Royals. And you know, certain aspects of the Carrion stuff was integrated into the Golden Order and everything. What is the line that Muriel says, like the houses of the tree and the moon are conjoined or something like that? I find that like story like really cool, and it's something really different from, you know, the usual like stories in Souls games. It's generally kind of happy, and I don't know, the idea of like a romantic story happening in a Souls game, I don't remember if there's any other examples of something explicitly like this happening in like Dark Souls or anything. But yeah, it's a cool type of story that's not really super common. But then as Turtle Pope goes on to explain further, and then Gideon also mentions this, at some point Radagon left Rennala, you know, after they had, you know, multiple children and raised them and whatnot, left Rennala to marry Queen Marika and become the second Elden Lord. And it turns this like generally kind of actually happy story into, you know, something tragic and very, you know, Miyazaki-esque, and I guess George-esque as well. Yeah, they're not known particularly for, you know, having super happy worlds, so I guess this checks out. But yeah, it turns this generally like positive love story and then, you know, becomes tragic. Oh, there's a seedbed curse right there. I forgot how you get in there. Can I just like walk up here, or do I have to like go around or some shit? I think Leyndell has to be the biggest like legacy dungeon in the game, right? In my mind, that makes sense. But yeah, before Radagon left Rennala, he left her a amber egg that not only has a great rune in it, which is odd, but also allows Rennala to, you know, do the rebirthing shit. And I'm not really sure what the whole deal with the amber egg. Oh, I can just come up here and grab it. Okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, I'm not really sure what the whole deal with the egg is, because like there's a shot when you see it in Rennala's boss cutscene where you can clearly see there's like what I'm assuming is a baby inside of it. You can see like its hands, and I'm not really sure whether that's supposed to be like another child they were supposed to have, but for whatever reason didn't, or whether that's just supposed to be like some very blatant kind of like Philosopher's Stone alchemy type shit going on. But die. Yeah, this weapon's kind of stupid. I've never used the Death's Poker before playing on this character, and yeah, this weapon is super good. But yeah, going back to Rennala and Radagon and that whole thing, I kind of wanted to pose the question in terms of, you know, that whole story. I'm kind of curious what the general consensus on, I guess, them is in terms of like what the community thinks, and you know, whether or not people actually think Radagon genuinely loved Rennala or not. Not that the answer to this actually like matters in the grand story, in the grand scheme of the story, but I just find like dramatic, tragic stories to be like, I don't know, really appealing. I forgot this random page in Langdale plays the flute for some reason. I'm not sure if he's the only one who does that or not, but that's a cool detail. But yeah, I posed that question because like before I heard what other people's thoughts on it and, you know, looked further into it, I always thought it was kind of like Radagon was kind of like a tragic figure in that story where, you know, when later on you learn how Radagon and Marika are, you know, the same being, you know, whether Radagon's actions were voluntary or whether Marika had more control over Radagon and, you know, made him do things that he may or may not have wanted to do. And for a while, I, you know, thought that because I liked the idea of, you know, Radagon being kind of like not an asshole. Again, this is when I first played the game and didn't really understand what was going on with the story and whatnot. But yeah, there's a few things that kind of have led me to believe that Radagon, you know, being part of Marika and being more of a Golden Order, you know, fanboy, you know, kind of leads me to believe that, yeah, Radagon intentionally did these things and fucked over Rennala, you know, for the sake of the Golden Order or whatever the fuck. So, you know, firstly, you have to look at every single thing that Radagon ever does as, you know, benefiting Marika or the Golden Order in some way, considering that they are the same person. And at, you know, a certain point in their existence, you know, we're both aligned with the Golden Order and, you know, the greater will and everything. But to even just looking at Radagon and the actions that he does, you know, when he gives Rennala the egg, you know, the art of reincarnation is like frowned upon from, you know, like the cuckoos and everything like that. People take that to say like, you know, when Radagon left her the egg that allowed her to do this, it was more of a way to like sort of dismantle and break down the Carrion royal family from within. You know, Rennala, you know, being into some, you know, heretical shit like reincarnation. You know, the cuckoos and the Carrions, you know, end up fighting each other, and the whole like society collapses, which allows, you know, Marika / Radagon and the Golden Order to, you know, have an easier time taking over that area and whatnot. I don't even know where I'm going. Oh, this is where I am. Yeah, I kind of just jumped off a random place and was not paying attention to where I was going. That's fine. What can you do now? Nothing. Oh, by the way, I leveled up a little bit and got 60 int. I had to reduce my health a little bit, but that's fine. I totally lost my train of thought. I was talking about Radagon and Rennala and Marika or something like that. I should probably go get the Seedbed Curse to the Dung Eater in Round Table so I can actually go see his body and turn him into a puppet because he's an asshole. I'm like trying to juggle so many quest lines that I can't fully do because going past a certain point will cause them to block each other out. What does this do? That's not bad. Die. Oh, well, that kind of worked. Yeah, probably would have been way easier if I just smacked it a few more times, but I wanted to do the cool thing. Although now, I guess, you know, you guys know I now have the ability to delete people, although I don't think my FP bar is big enough if I wanted to do it to like Moog or something. But I'm digressing. Anyways, so, you know, Radagon and Rennala, and, you know, whether or not Radagon actually ever like loved her. Again, part of me wishes like Radagon was this kind of like tragic figure who was forced to do things that he would otherwise not want to do. But, you know, again, with the Amber Egg and all the shit that caused, and that seemed super intentional, to Radagon ending up being like the final boss you fight at the end of the game, and not even Marika, because even Marika at a certain point is like, hey, this Golden Order shit sucks, and I want somebody to change it or end it completely. She doesn't really care what anybody does. She just wants it to be over. And, you know, she sets up the whole Tarnished, you know, to leave and then come back. And, you know, at every step of the way, Radagon is like trying to impede that with, you know, the Erd tree being sealed by his great rune and whatnot. And even when you get inside, you know, Mark is there, and for one last ditch effort, you know, he takes over the body and, you know, tries to fight you. You know, I just realized I have 100k runes. I should probably go spend that. You know, I should probably look up what the requirements for the Moonlight Greatsword are so that I can actually use it when I get it. Oh yeah, I totally have stats to use this. Holy shit. But yeah, there's also the bit where when Rennala and Radagon get married and Rennala gives Radagon a Darkmoon Greatsword, you know, like they all do. He takes it and he fucking fucks with it and turns it into a golden order like greatsword because he's an asshole. And it was like, if he really loved her, would he have done that? Probably not. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that sword was really cool. But yeah, basically every single thing that Radagon does, if you look at it, you know, with any sort of, you know, keen eye and scrutiny, you come to realize that, yeah, Radagon is probably just kind of an asshole.
Go and unshackle my corporeal flesh trapped in the sewer jail below the capital. I can kill you and defile your corpse, then the pox will truly be your own.
You sick fuck. Yeah, I'm totally turning his ass into a puppet. But yeah, just to, I guess the TLDR, you know, part of me early in the game's life wanted to believe that Radagon was kind of like a tragic figure, but then you come to realize that Radagon is actually the Great of Will Golden Order fanboy, and Marka at some point was like, nah. But yeah, that's one of the stories in Elden Ring that I like really like, despite the fact that it does have a particularly happy ending. I mean, it fucks up Rennala so emotionally and mentally that like she's completely lost it by the time you see her in the game, to the point that she can like barely defend herself and has to have Ranni set up a... God damn it. These enemies suck. I hate them. All of you die. Yeah, this weapon is so stupid. I love it. But yeah, despite what I would wish for, you know, I would like for like there to be some like, I guess, closure or positive, like, not happy because it wouldn't be happy regardless, but some sort of, I guess, explanation that would not make Radagon an asshole, but, you know, evidence and, you know, just everything that single thing that he ever does in the game makes him out to be a huge dick. But anyways, in other news, Dragon's Dogma I think literally comes out today as this video is uploaded. You bitch. And I thought you had to pre-order the game to get access to the character creator, but it turns out it's literally just a free like demo you can download, which I was not aware of until like literally yesterday. Oh, hello. How? Bitch. And the game is $70, and that's for like the standard edition. I don't know if there's like a special version that comes with anything meaningful. I'm considering like biting the bullet and buying that, despite the fact that the game is absurdly expensive. Only because Capcom, you know, as of, you know, the past few years has had a pretty good track record for the most part in terms of game releases. I mean, shit, they turned their fighting games around for the most part after, you know, years of Street Fighter V not being super popular and MVC basically being killed and put into the dirt. Oh, Bolt of Grand Sax, my beloved. And there was also a Steam sale going on for the past like a week or so, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to buy anything in time without feeling like I'm spending too much money, unless I literally decide to buy some random shit after I record this video, and then I'll inevitably not play it for a while because I'm too busy playing games that I've already played. I'm over here playing Elden Ring and I still need to finish Sekiro and start playing Demon Souls. Hello, Flute Boy. Like, this is such a weird, like, moment that is just randomly here for no reason. It's super cool. Well, sadly, you have to die, sir. But yeah, I guess talking about Dark Souls Archthrones, the DS3 mod that is super awesome and well made. Yeah, I mentioned it, I live streamed it like a few days ago, and that bot is still up on my channel, and fuck you, I hate you. Oh my god. And yeah, I was mentioning I was getting my ass kicked a lot. I think I only killed the one boss in that entire stream, which was like 4 hours. But yeah, it definitely feels like I don't know if it's a demo thing or whether the full mod is going to be like that, or whether or not. I have no idea when it's coming out. Probably not anytime soon. But yeah, it seemed like the enemies had like a lot of health and that you had like very little stamina and there weren't like plentiful resources to upgrade your character. But again, that might be intentional because it's the demo. But yeah, there's stuff that I saw that I hadn't gotten to personally that were like, okay, I really want to like go through that and play it more. Yeah, in the demo, there's 17 bosses and all 5 zones are like completely accessible. You know, I don't know if like those zones as they are in the demo is like the entirety of what those areas are going to be, but I'm going to assume the answer is no, because in one of the worlds, the Hades Tower of Flame 1, there's a boss you fight and there's very clearly like area that is inaccessible that you can clearly see that's blocked off by like a fog wall. You know, I want to get the gold free, but I completely forget how to actually get there. I think I actually have to go all the way around. That's the way to... Oh wait, I should probably do this. Can I like... I want to try and murder this person. I'm gonna do the thing. Drink that, switch to this, and now we Kamehameha. Well, that worked out. Sadly, he's not one of the ones you get anything from, so I never realized what he was actually looking at here. I'm assuming that's the crucible, and it's like on this cool like bronze metalwork thing in this random building. Super cool looking. But yeah, all the bosses in the Archthrones mod are like amalgamations of like other bosses and their movesets from like every like FromSoft game, not even just the Souls games. You know, there's like Elden Ring and Bloodborne stuff in there too. It's crazy. Also, Shurka, yeah, because the Archthrones mod is somewhat difficult, at least the demo is, you know, I don't feel confident making videos on it without getting super pissed. Also, there's like a few DS2 locations in that, like I mentioned, and it's really weird, but also cool seeing like what those locations look like in like the Dark Souls 1 and 3 engine. Oh, also all the voice acting. I don't know if all the voice acting is done from like content creators and Souls people and whatnot, but there's definitely a decent few people who are recognizable in there. One of which being Vadi, which you know, when they mentioned that some of them will be like familiar faces, I kind of expected that he would be one of them, but he's actually a boss, which is super cool. It's weird that this just opens, by the way. You bitch. And hand me, you fiend. Why is there a skeleton here? Oh, because I was in the graveyard. Okay, okay. There's no reason why any of these enemies should be doing this much damage. This is ridiculous. Okay. Oh my god, shortcut. Holy shit. I forgot that's where that one goes. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to go back and play vanilla DS3 just to see if like the difficulty stuff that I'm like experiencing is just the mod or actually just DS3, because I haven't actually played vanilla DS3 in like years. Can I like... Oh, no, that's not going to work. All right, well, I tried. An attempt was made. Ow. What is even happening? Oh, also, the Archthrones mod had the brilliant idea to put this boss in the game in, like, one of the first areas, so, you know, that's cool. Thanks for the single golden seed fuckface. But yeah, I'm completely lost, and it's like 4 in the morning, so I think I'm gonna go I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. If for whatever reason you enjoyed this video and want to help support the channel, then leaving a like and subscribing would be very much appreciated. I'll probably be back relatively soon streaming the Archthrones mod or Elden Ring, or maybe even Dragon's Dogma 2. Or maybe even Dragon's Dogma 2, but we'll have to see about that one. I'm definitely going to download the character creator and mess around with that at the very least in my own time. And if you have any thoughts on the whole like Radagon and Rennala story, you know, feel free to leave your thoughts about that in the comments below. Man, it's kind of crazy how Radagon is such a shithead that all 3 of his kids either like don't care for him or just outright hate him. Like it's like 99% confirmed that Ranni probably hates Radagon because of what he did to her mom. And Rykard is like totally fuck the Golden Order, fuck that shit. I'm gonna burn the tree and also feed myself to a snake. And I guess Radagon is kind of like, you know, Golden Order fanboy, but he's more of a fan of Godfrey than Radagon, which is funny. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. So later.